forgive me. Shout out to you guys, You Will Make It TV subscribers out there. We thank you for your support. Um, just know your efforts of support are not going unnoticed, okay? If I'm not talking about myself, the heavens see you and they know our great and beautiful intent to continue to bring edification to environments all across the globe with what we call inspiration. Inspirational quotes, messages, and insightful topics because we all uh, not only are entertained different, but we all are encouraged differently. They say tough love is a whole real thing, like tough love. But shout out to all Americans today and happy 4th of July to you all. Remember to stay safe out there. I saw on the news a neighbor already been affected by fireworks. Not to be messy here, but y'all got to be careful. You be is encouraging you. Please be careful with the fireworks and sprinklers and sparklers and things on today. Uh, some people are probably out there sparking them now, but on the news, in some neighborhood, three houses done caught on fire already, y'all. The roofs. Just imagine trying to celebrate, have too much fun, and then you got to pay for home repair damages. Owners and renters of those homes definitely had renters insurance. It should make us think about it even more after seeing stories like that. Because let's say around the holidays, even in the winters, people end up having to use home insurance just for snowstorms and weather events they didn't even cause. It don't even be a holiday, but I shared that I was gonna go live. We're gonna keep this coping steady like I've been doing, and definitely share these topics as much as I can on my community post board because it's very apparent. It's like somebody don't want people to see when I'm live or when I'm doing my work. It's still very evident in how long I've been at it. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, God hasn't told me anytime lately to stop. Maybe slow down and rest sometimes, but stop. No, no, no. But shout out to you guys out there. That's a part of what we respect about our independence, our freedoms, our rights. Still, we try to stay level headed in our celebrating too, because we know with every celebration comes a little hate. You got some people actually don't agree with independence rights and freedoms like they say, but they've been blessed to live right here amidst us and have those same, you know what I'm saying, rights and freedoms. So it's a lot to see all at one time, you know. Speaking of that, this is also one of those countries where you're free to like choose overall, you know, who you want to be with, who you love, how many you love. If all countries here in the great United States of America, it's always been a place where people find like, you know, they just felt more free. They might complain about the free, like, I don't like my baby dad, baby mom, ex, husband, wife. They might complain about that, but they cannot deny that they did have the freedom, unless you have evidence that you didn't. But overall, people have the freedom to choose the mates and partners that we know that some relationships you're born with, right? They grow other ways, but when we talk about significant others, most times that's a choice in our country, unless you come from some different culture, practice, or religion, you know. And we've always upheld it. Like, what better day to not talk about it? Like, that's a part of our independence and freedom too. In a lot of places, once there have we not won certain wars, people in it. Not to take it there, but wars are very serious. Like, you know, and people take still great honor. Shout out to the veterans of the country and those full of integrity that are still on the front line. You know what I'm saying, for our country. Like, we can look at the bad apples all day long, y'all, but usually the quote go. Y'all know I do quotes over here, and some quotes I like to debunk because it's like because people believed it so long, it actually shows through our lives. It shows that some of these quotes are outdated, but they say one bad apple destroys the whole bunch. Let's just leave that to the apples. They don't always apply, with humans. God sometimes will actually send one out of the good bunch, you know what I'm saying, to try to save the rest of them. That's why we're not apples, but that quote only applies when we're talking about food and fruit, and I guess. But that's a part of what I do over here. What I was saying though, that part is very evident. I'm just gonna keep fighting through it. Who cares? I still believe every voice is a gift. We wouldn't have been born with it. Now, what you're doing with that voice, that's what tells the story. How you voice yourself at home, whether you even use your voice or not. And people they swear saying you not using your voice, which is a right. Let's talk about that. One of the first things you're told at the time of apprehension of being arrested is you have the right to remain silent. And that's not just at the time of trouble, If more people would think about that, I want to honor it on this beautiful Independence Day 2025. Thank you, God. For those that can't be here with me today to thank you with me, but thank you for our opportunity to actually see if we weren't here when wars happened and when Independence Day, what made it significant. We're here today. We know something about it was significant, and we don't want to downplay like the freedoms and liberties that come with it ever. And this is just helping people remember why it is we're supposed to be celebrating, not just as an opportunity to go get drunk and turn up and get a ticket for speeding on the 4th of July. Like, are we really aware, of where we stand and where we've stood, and what America is to us today, We don't want to just speak up and say, I'm American. I'm one of those people that take pride in that all year long for many years lately. And that's why your disappointment or your disdain would hit a little harder, I guess. When you're from a place, you have pride and honor and the freedoms and independence that come with that place. You're probably not going to take it lightly when you feel like those are being tainted or whatever. So, lightly in the eyes is of the eye of the beholder, okay? Because lightly to me sometimes is actually more of a load than what I'm speaking about. But that's the thing, Some people say this day is only reserved for certain ones. I want to make sure I'm not missing nobody with those references because there were people who fought. I say this time and time again when I talk about history, that blood still cries actually. Whether you on the winning side of the battle or the losing side. Don't we know that about even previous wars and battles and competitions, whatever you want to call them? Either way, sometimes that if blood gives life, if there's life in blood, why wouldn't we think that something like that is real? Like blood can't cry out from. You think that a person is gone, their blood is still crying until they receive justice. So justice, independence, liberty, all of that is still honorable and, important to a lot of us. So anyways, that's why it is to me. I never want to forget about previous shedded blood either. It might not be considered as fresh because it was past, it was shed a long time ago. But if it's life and blood, I believe that, like, it's a lot of blood still crying out. Let me not get into that, but I'm not even supposed to be here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about, not to shame. Let me put that out here first. Anything I state on my stream tonight is just my opinions, comments, and viewpoints, my reaction to real life situations and events that I just be feeling like this is just my perception of life. Like, what can I learn from certain situations? Because some experiences, trying to share somebody's experience. Like, experiences should be natural sometimes. Like, you see mine, what did you learn? And if you watch my experiences, you learned a lot, or you wasn't paying attention. Okay, and that's why I do think God is very intentional. No matter what experience I don't agree with or don't understand, I do believe He's very intentional because we never know who's watching our life, our walk, our light can't be hidden for too long anyway. So if you're gonna walk in that, even if you don't recognize it, I try to. It's somebody always watching when you don't know. That's why you can get different perceptions of a situation to begin with, of a scenario, like who was all there when a wreck happened, and you gonna get five different. Something should add up sometimes because they was all there, but you gonna get five depending on how they saw the wreck. What part of it was they coming down the street when they saw it? Who was over there? Why would everybody's story be the same just because they saw the same wreck? It depends on what time they came in, what direction they was coming from. Every angle does matter. That's all I'm saying. It's a star has 5 points for a reason. It probably teaches us something. It's all five different angles, every geometrical shape. Think about it. They'll teach us about the size, the points, and everything in school. It's the same thing with perception. It's always so many different points, okay? So anyways, we just come share our reaction. The floor is always open in the chat. Uh, for those who want to join the topic, give their insights too. The chat is always open. Uh, I try to create that. That's what's funny. The devil knows what to come attack or how to attack it, how to test it. When you are deliberately working to create a safe space all the time, whether that's for your work, where you live, somewhere to think. Some people, they have what you call a quiet room, a room in their house designated specifically for that. What do y'all mean? Whatever creating a safe space means to you. So you don't want to start platforms and communities where everybody don't feel safe. That's what I'm talking about. Because with me, I'ma try to always create a safe space. Just leaving that disclaimer there, You're safe over here if you comment or chat. I'm done letting the enemy make me feel like I'm putting all this hard work into creating safe spaces for no reason. It could be nothing but the devil anyway, trying to invade a boundary like that. You ain't even trying to create. But that's the thing about environments. So back to this topic that I was talking about. So I didn't mean generally like what they relationship can teach us. I mean, when we look at how, because we might not always know the details of how somebody got together. Definitely made sure that was celebrity news. Us knowing their marriage did not last longer than 56 days, something like that. I'm kind of more freestyling this topic, but I had actually wrote down some notes. It was 50 something days, but I want to say that first, like, not out of fakeness either. It's unfortunate when I hear about divorces with anybody, depending on what was going on. I mean, overall, that's sad anyway. It just means something broke, something didn't work out along the way. Who goes all the way into marriage just for, I don't know, to look a certain way later? I didn't know if I wanted to. I can look at Nelly and Ashanti too in another topic, but because anyways, their relationship, they not even divorced or broke up. It's already just get backlash here and there. That's how they do us, ladies, because people are watching your interaction, their interactions with you. It's never one-sided. You know what I'm saying? And they put more of their relationship out there anyway, Nelly and Ashanti, with their TV show. So that's the only reason I wouldn't talk so much about what I feel like, what's my commentary and reaction to how their relationship is. I mean, they did, y'all know when they do those reality shows showing, whether it's a bootleg reality show, I don't care how big it is, you putting your relationship out there. We saw this with T.I. and Tiny in The Family Hustle, but that's one of the last family ones I really enjoyed. With some, it was the Kardashians. It's been a lot of celebrities did reality. Literally showing their family lifestyles and family lives and dynamics, It's still entertainment to people for whatever reason. We don't want to just be fans. We want to know what it's like to be you, right? And they do these shows to kind of show more the not just the glamorous. Didn't Toya, Lil Wayne baby mama, for a while, she did a reality show. People always, in their opinion, be like, oh, that's when they relationships get messed up, when they start showing off. No, that just shows you how much more insecure people are today. If you can really believe that and say that and sleep well at night, just believe in it, then hats off to you. But I see something deeper, like people are okay with that. You know what I'm saying? If you see that, you would say first, well, they need to keep their relationship off the internet. Internet, people saw people's relationships and they were still envious of them, or you know what I'm saying? What you call them? Misters and mistresses are very, they go back all the way to the Victorian era and before the Barbadian times. People been cheating and all that for a long time. You know, divorce is real too. I just say it do seem like it increased, like still today, statistics showing us not even these celebrity marriages last that long. What they mean? That's something else to me. Like, okay, maybe they're right. Glamorizing, showing it all off, showing your spouses and partners. I've been said that like the media probably sometimes have a part to play with it. Everybody's not able to handle that type of pressure and all that on them, on the spotlight on both of them the whole time, every move they make through their relationship. Everybody can't survive that really. And some of us go through that out here in the regular world. This is just my reactions and commentary tonight to uh, their recent breakup. Because most people only, when they think Kevin Gates and marriage and his wife, they think of Dreka Gates, okay? But a lot of people don't know he had this little thing going on though here recently with Brittany Renner. Very recently, like this year. They got married and they got divorced. I don't think it's for, hopefully, it wasn't to sabotage either one of the images, but you know, people gonna talk. Cause that's just alarming. What's more to talk about? First of all, I'm gonna say this. I support any relationship that like break up like they did, even though their marriage didn't even last longer than 50 days. I still support. The best thing you can do is, it's not just walking away when you're happy. To me, it's pinpointing. That shows real emotional maturity. Being able to pinpoint, sooner than later when you're not happy. That's more beneficial to the person you say you love. It's selfish more to stay around because you're not happy. I respect them. Break up as soon as possible. What do you mean? Break up. Don't sit there and drag somebody through what you think their lifestyle should be. Not saying that it looks like he forced her into anything, because people was wondering, like, she just started, they think just because a person start wearing y'all do know with most religions, I don't know, it might show because like they dress different, they carry themselves different, they talk different. I don't think it's to be mocked at all. Not saying she was mocking it, but people was trying to kind of go there and accuse her of that, because out of nowhere they saw her dressing more like a Muslim woman, or really, that ain't people business. Like, who cares what your religion is? Are you happy in that relationship? Does that significant other respect what you say you are? Because if they don't, you don't even have a relationship. I was wondering, since when does what you practice and study and believe in have to do with your spouse or partner? Most times you have revealed this though before y'all even go to the all the way step of getting married. What are we saying? It's more divorce rates because people didn't really know people like they thought they did? Well, that says something too. They probably divorced that quick because look how quick they got married. And that's what women need to stop doing too. Like, I don't know why. It just eases their security a little bit to know that a man married them faster. Like, wow, you feel more secure. That didn't mean his emotions was there that quick. Like, I don't know. That, to me, that's what that shows. Like, why would we be shocked how quick you broke up if we saw how quick you got together? You know, I noticed that a lot. The value of quantity anymore. Like how long you knew a person before you went there. People are more quicker just to show that they have the person. So of course they're rushing into marriages and getting divorced faster. Come on, man. Y'all think y'all enter that union with the same. Why everybody think you got to be there too? Like they do say in a marriage you're one, but still those two people should very well have own personalities, their own lives. I think people be feeling like they have to do that. What is that? Like, oh, I'm gonna let all my friends go for you. I'm gonna let my job and business go for you. If you with somebody who wants you to let all that go for them, it is kind of a red flag. Cause that's crazy. That's kind of like asking you to give up your whole skin to be their wife or husband. It's only certain circumstances I would say that that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, like, why have relationships turned to look like that more? Like, more people giving up who they was before. Is that really real? If it is, that's between the couple, the two partners. But like really, like I'm trying to give a example. Like I was a smoker, but I stopped smoking just because I got with somebody. That would be my business. But see, people would look at that on the outside and probably swear by that you quit because you're now with somebody and now you fake. You was never showing your real self. But it would show. If a person already accepts you the way you are, that is a form of encouragement and inspiration to maybe guide you into doing something better or new. Pretty much that's, if spouses aren't doing that, what's up? More people look tied down, held up, forced. I know love when I see it, but that ain't what a lot of this be looking like out here. You know what I'm saying? Why your woman ain't walking outside with a big smile on her face? Like, at least a little time they were together, we saw that. Whatever Kevin Gates was doing, he kept her smiling. She's still smiling after they broke up. I just hope it's very real, even if it ain't. Sometimes breakups do take some time for you to heal from. A whole marriage is a big step, you know what I mean? I was really shocked to see that. You look like a man like Kevin Gates wouldn't just jump into something. So I do wonder what happened, but it ain't my business, Brittany Renner, in my personal opinion, she's a very beautiful woman. I did a short about that today, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the quote about pretty privilege, or quotes that kind of are directed at pretty people or something, you know what I'm saying? You already got a lot that come with it. They're going to try and test you anyway because of how you look. Like, some people already set their mind on what you are in their mind just because you was pretty. I bet if I can interview and talk to Brittany Renner right now, she would say that she been through it. They just don't know how that affects people. They get by with the justification that you already had it easy because you're pretty, or you already had some kind of privilege. I don't know. People create some of the far-fetched fantasies in their mind about us, though. When they're beautiful women. If she's not a beautiful woman, why he married? Most men, what they're gonna be settling down for. I'm not saying everybody's wife got to be like America top star model status. God already mostly created every woman as that. I think he thought about the men why they try to have so much control. Like, God already gave you so much more than you can ask for. Like, you have a whole plethora of different preferences to pick from because all women look, shape, talk, feel different. They all different. That's all I gotta say. People use that to say, as a grown, mature conversation about this is what I gotta say. Somebody or something is your preference or it's not. But it shows your maturity level and all of it. To just sit there and bash something that's not your preference, that's what I have a problem with. An increase of that today. I can't explain it no better. It exposed today. If you swear by God something ain't your preference, why would you have to keep on, and let somebody trying to force that on you? Now that makes sense. Somebody trying to force a mate, a partner, a preference on you. That makes sense why you would be like talking about it all the time. But somebody that swear like, no, I don't like Latinas, but you always talking about them, something wrong with it. Well, we would just know that ain't your preference. It would show through what you choose. You know what I'm saying? Or what do we have here? People living through their partner's images. They say we be hiding behind religion, but how many out there literally hiding behind their spouse, their partner, somebody they say they love? We understand hiding behind them, you know what I'm saying, in a seeking protection type way or something, but make sure they aware of it. You know, other than that, what need is there for any one grown person to hide behind the other one? I'm just kind of speaking out on the backlash that Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates' breakup was kind of receiving. So their breakup is kind of a trending topic. Maybe sometimes that's why they do this. That's the whole point. And I say he's a good man, even if he did it just so she can get more attention for a second. Them views paid her. While she was in that arrangement, after, she probably just gonna be known for that. Now that was one of your exes, Kevin Gates. However that uplifts or elevates her in life, still I wouldn't be against it. Sometimes they do these publicity stunts, but she claims, according to her religion, they got divorced, but it take 90 days for it to go into full effect. But I guess it ain't so shocking to some of us that have seen celebrities break up and get back together. Like, and I'm not saying the only one that's really cute like that is Nelly and Ashanti right now, because they broke up and got back together. Now people just watching already like, is it gonna work? Of course they're gonna ask that. Some even believe she shouldn't have went backwards. It's just a thing for women. Like, we don't go backwards, like, because what's even worse than the first embarrassment that you broke up to begin with ever in the past is going back, and it be even more tragic, Hey baby, what's up? Leave those bubbles alone. Here. Woman code thing, whether people talk about it or not. Like, we tell each other you should never go backwards. You can. Some people understand that might have been your first love or some deeper bond. We always be the one got to explain it at the end of the day, though. If it don't work out, the women, a man ain't going around all day talking about why it didn't work out. So they say that we carry more of the embarrassment or the humiliation when that happened. Like when you try to rekindle, going back to Nelly and Ashanti, I wish I send them positive vibes and everything, but that's one of the main things they be saying, that he seems to be embarrassing her, even on a TV show. Their relationship seemed to get a lot of backlash because people said she wouldn't be, with Ashanti, that's her first baby. Same thing I noticed with Krishan Rock, you know what I'm saying? Or any woman when it's their first baby. Like, it's a whole nother thing people look at with that. Like, because most times your man is aware if that's your first baby. And she's valuable in my eyes as a woman. Like, she waited all this time to have kids. That don't mean that man didn't have kids. But still, I in my opinion, maybe Nelly could be a little more considerate and supportive, right? That's her first baby. Maybe, just maybe, maybe not. He really don't be disrespecting her. He just, y'all know how some men are. They don't, actually the comments on they trending videos says, this is how most men are. I was just gonna say how some men are. Like, they rather not deal with the diapers, newborn stage, boom, boom, boom. I'm not saying I defend it, but really that's not new. Some of them are like that. They feel like they so little, they don't want, not to defend Nelly or nothing, you know, still help with the baby. You pick a fine time to want to go on tour. We Ashanti fans too. You want to go on tour and leave her. That's, you know, she just speaks about it a little bit, brings it to his attention, because maybe it was just for her. Is she already trying to fill out the water with her husband? Like, what's up? Like, if I tell my husband, hey, I'm kind of burnt out, I think you need to stop going on tour for a while, and he don't do it, that's all I need to see. Because do you care about my emotional health, or did I need help with the baby sometimes? Like any woman. What can their so quick divorce teach us as women? It ain't no right or wrong answer. What I am bringing up is insightful points. Why would you expect it to last 30 years? But I mean, some marriages, some people will tell y'all they met and got married within the first month. They still together. It don't happen for everybody. Let's be realistic. Realistic. Because we know a month or 2 or 3 is not enough time to get to know a person so well that you, oh my God, I want to marry you. They've been saying that's a red flag. To jump into it that quick. They've been saying that. I'm just saying, were they right? Not always, because some people, like I say, they met in high school, they still sweethearts. They met whenever they met, and they just decide, because still, I want to say I support marriage wholeheartedly, just especially when it's monogamous and the love is real. I still respect it for some reason, deep down in my heart. But when people make it look so messy like that, like, yeah, I can get with her, I can divorce in 52 days. Like, why waste your time like that? You know, you didn't know each other well enough. I'm not talking about Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner. Actually, it's crazy, like how you can know a person's whole reputation, like they saying, well, y'all know the kind of man Kevin Gates is, they wasn't gonna last long. Okay, you know, but did she know? If most of the fans feel like they can see, like, hey, that's not the type you hold down. We know Drika's story. Well, he hold down who he loved. That's what I'm saying with any man. And on some long-term stuff, that's gotta be where they want to be. Y'all ain't heard the song "Where I Wanna Be"? No. Keisha Cole's song say, "It ain't where he's at, it's where he's want to be." It's just all these different perceptions people have about that. When how far a woman desperate. Even if she take them back, which I'll break up for. You know, with the good example with that is Nelly and Ashanti, which, like I said, most of us are still rooting for. I just hope they stay together for the rest of their life. Raise their baby. Be happy, because that's how y'all came on TV. Be happy. Don't let, you got to go into a situation like that, TV shows, and showing your relationship, you got to go into that ready for the critique. But you already know people gonna feel more sensitive when a baby involved. Just like with Krishan Rock and many of us that have babies, they really do be concerned in our business. Like, who's supporting that person? Who is the people family? Who is she getting help when they have a baby? Yeah, people be more looking at that. And see, this culture is more brought to the internet. Some of this stuff been going on. They just see it more because the internet is here now. Everything is shared in a snap of a second. It's shared, is what's the other word? Replayed, relooped, even edited. So anyway, some of this stuff been going on within marriages, within families, all it. Anything people think they seeing, especially when it comes to those increases in divorce rates. Us of all people at YouWill MakeItTV, Crown Publishing content with some of the topics we've done, definitely talk about that a lot. because I think it's meaningful. I still love the concept of family, the concept of even like, let's say a person desires that. Don't y'all know some right now somebody in the world desire a family? They don't have no kids or nothing. Like literally, that's just still a dream to them, right? And see, some of their perceptions always matter to me too. And some of them been saying some of the stuff they see today, they not even in a rush for it. You see, and it slowly becomes just a desire, a dream. Like, oh, I hope I have a husband, a wife, a family, a dog, and all that one day, right? Um, it becomes, I ain't gonna say a long lost dream, but see, with what people are seeing in society today and how stuff been going with people, that's just not at the top of their bucket list of things to have, goals and dreams and desires. Because you can easily fall into the trap of wanting what somebody else got. That's why I'm glad the internet's still here today. No, you think you want kids, you think you want a husband, my man, her woman. All right. Why not want what's destined for you? I mean, what's perfect fit. You know how you put on a size 7 shoe, size 5 shoe, and it's a perfect fit. See, you wouldn't walk around in like uncomfortable shoes. They too big, they too tight, they need to be wider. So why do that with our life purposes? You know, I feel like people work a little hard to like squeeze this and that for them. It's a lot of that going on today. I really feel like they got divorced in 52 days. Some of that could also be, you know, you just have haters. She said none of that has to do with her forward moving walk, and she believes she does not have to wear her hijab every day to prove her beliefs, her new stance and outlook on life, which I agree with her. I just say I agree with what the Muslims and stuff were saying too, because what they practice is what they practice, you know, and they might more feel like, no, sister, we wear these every day. You know what I mean? We keep our body covered. We don't, you know, they don't like that. You coming in there putting a spin. I ain't gonna say it's a spin, but it is a spin. It's a spin when you say, well, I'm gonna practice this the way I want to. Okay, I'm gonna put they was just saying, was she doing it just for him though? Like, especially if they see you coming out in interviews now, suddenly not wearing it just cause y'all divorced. Like, I mean, I could say that, but who knows? She made that clear, like a public statement already. Like, no, I don't feel like they have anything. What I practice really ain't nobody business. Maybe she wore her hijab openly because Kevin Gates liked her doing it. Who knows? Maybe this turned him on, right? People read so deep into, well, now she's y'all, okay, you gotta understand, are we talking about Islam, Muslim, you know what I'm saying? Like, they automatic, well, she should be doing this and that and that. When somebody first inherit a new belief system or faith, I wouldn't say they know it all the first day that they convert either. So even if she hadn't been wearing the hijab every day, so what? Maybe she hadn't learned all about it yet. Or y'all saying some of these religious groups, you need to know everything before you even come over there. Some people don't. They just knew they was looking for peace. They looking for a new start in life, right? And I say that's a great intent, and the universe always responds to great intent. It's when the intent is malice, like, oh, I'm only walking in this faith now for him. I want him to see me this way. I'm kind of like her with that, because I don't have to walk a certain way for you to believe or know that I'm in. That's still my business. Now that's fake. Me, like, oh my God, there's a rumor going around that I'm religious. Let me suddenly look like this. No, I would keep on living how I've been. That way, when that real transformation happens, like a butterfly, like a caterpillar from a butterfly, people know that's real too. I be wanting people to see that. It ain't a raw, real testimony of the transition of my faith or something, the conversion of my beliefs. It ain't real until you start seeing it, right? It would be deeper than me wearing just the wardrobe. Maybe that's what she trying to show people through what they showed us publicly. Like, it should be more than that anyway. I know firsthand there are some religions though that is like, it's not just for a show or something. They go by the book about something. The women dress like this. The women don't speak here. Boom, boom, boom. They was just saying some of them in that side believe that's kind of disrespectful to come out and like, well, I'm this too, but I'm going to do what I want to do. What you trying to make some of us look like? That's what it made me think. That's my reaction. Some of us, our burdens are actually real, but we still choose faith. And it shows like we still choose the lighter side of our battles, right? That's not something you can wear a t-shirt saying you do. I guess you can. Still, your walk of life gonna show that. That's what she was trying to show us. Look how y'all judging me because I wear this hijab with Kevin Gates. And we all know what this is really about. They was just trying to say what she was known for, this, and that. Once again, is that her work, though, her professionalism? She's interviewed some of the top artists in our industry today. She's already touched that level. Let's not talk about money for a minute, just her skills or talents. But, you know, when you're a woman of some type of diverse culture, it does seem to like they try to bring in, well, what was your sex life? Especially when you start talking about you're converted. You're now this higher level of conscious that you want to put away everything, because not everybody feel lowly when they're a stripper or when they on the street doing whatever they do. They don't feel bad about that. What is wrong with people? Why would they feel bad about it when they change their life? They didn't feel bad about it. Obviously, it was a conscious decision when they were doing it. And that's what I see. People want you to feel bad about your conscious decisions. Okay, well, ask what surrounded that conscious decision. Something like, what were your options to begin with? Because if you had the devil and his son to choose from, baby, it don't seem like you had too many options to choose from. I'm just trying to give an example of what I mean. Come on now, who worse, the devil or his son? They say sometimes that's an example of choosing between the two of the lesser evils. Have y'all ever heard that quote? Okay, you wouldn't want to choose the devil. You wouldn't want to choose his son. Now, if you want an example of what being with the devil probably looked like, think about the movie Hercules, the beautiful woman who was with Hades with the blue fire hair. I've used this same example or analogy before, sometimes in my messages when I give insightful topics. Because did anybody pay attention to that? Hercules get all the attention. The singing black women get all the attention. The singing women on the wall, right? Who else? Pegasus. The horse gets his attention. But what about that girl that was with the man with the fire blue hair? Did anybody pay attention? I was studying their interactions and everything. Maybe because for the little girl, she sees that different. That came out when we was little. What do people mean? Hercules? The Disney cartoon? Okay, and it's still a big selling movie right now, by the way. Disney has their own app and you can subscribe and their movies make money. I'm sure every time somebody click on one, every time somebody subscribe to Disney Plus as a new subscriber. So anyways, I noticed her interaction with that blue flower thing was kind of crazy. Maybe I'll find a clip so I can show it better. I'm gonna do a short for you guys. What about that as an inspirational meme? I do inspirational video memes here. I am Arthur Speaker Tetasheri. For those that don't know, if you're a new viewer or listener, welcome in. Please hit that subscribe bell and like button. And again, happy 4th of July to you guys out there. But I'm not calling Kevin Gates the devil. I'm trying to use an example here about something. I mean, some people do look at him like that. Like, you done got that girl to convert religions and woo, 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 woo. They even be questioning what he say he believes. I said, wow, more of us are going through that than I thought. Yes, because once you lay a foundation of how something is supposed to be practiced, I'm sorry, this is what happens. You get a lot of backlash when they feel like you're not I mean, that's just crazy. You better off not keeping your practice private or secret before coming out saying, I'm going to do this different. I only start personally speaking about it because you were getting a lot of backlash. Like, why else do you respond or just bring up a certain topic out of nowhere? So the princess, I forgot her name, y'all, but I forgot her name too. She's really pretty though, the girl in Hercules. you'll notice like she was in a full blown relationship with that devil guy. Beautiful as could be. Even Hercules looked upon her like, what are you doing over here? I mean, and she didn't know nothing but that. She didn't know true love yet. Shout out to Hercules though. He wasn't just strong in muscle and strength. He obviously had a big heart as well, a heart of gold. Um, and he didn't. My main point of bringing that up, Hercules probably had no idea at all that he was purpose or destined. If he remembered what he looked like at the beginning, he didn't know any idea at all that he would end up with that girl, like married to her or nothing. You just met her in a situation. You met her in a situation with the man whose hair is of fire. Literally, burning all day long. Just evil, you know what I mean? Sending his minions to do stuff to people all day, steal stuff all day. And he had a girl, but that always meant something to me too, because like the villains always do. I don't know. It's like, why they can't just be a villain? And nope, they always got a wife, a chica somewhere, a boo thing. They know love is real too. Like I don't know if the companionship be real, but literally they be having one while they're a villain. And he felt some type of way too when he had any little inkling that Hercules found his girl pretty. He actually thought it was quite funny. Yeah, he thought it was funny, or yeah, I remember that. He didn't really more get mad. He more thought it was funny for real. Like, what? Hercules ain't nothing like me, but he's taking a liking to this female I'm with. That's how he looked at it. And he just laughed, like a dark humor, like, oh, okay, well, you want her? I'm finna hold her above your head type of deal. You know, that blue Hades guy in Hercules was ops, or whatever you want to call it. But he wanted I ain't saying Hercules came to steal his girl. Look how the destiny happened, like, how it played out. Maybe she thought that was the end for her, just being stuck with that. But, back to my main point though, I respect Miss Renner and Kevin Gates, because the sooner you can see something ain't working out though, that don't mean that person don't make you happy or y'all not highly attractive to each other or none of that. The sooner both parties see it is better, but the sooner one party sees that, look, I don't think this is going to go as far. I'm not happy. I don't care. That's the most mature thing you can do. You are saving yourself and that person so much heartache, grief, pain, whatever you want to call it. Like, I think what's worse is stretching out something you know is not working. What you mean? I mean, there is counseling and therapy to sit there and try to help relationships too. I noticed they never asked them that. They just want to know, oh, why y'all break up? I mean, if I was a celebrity interviewer, I would ask, I mean, did y'all even try marriage counseling or therapy? There is somebody to talk to when a relationship you care about a lot is strained. Okay? Do we know this out here today? Celebrities, some of them do use therapists. What do y'all think Dr. Ivanka, what's her name? Ayana, I'm sorry, I said Ivanka. Her TV show, like, she sits there and specifically counseling. Not saying they needed it. I'm just saying it shows more how you fought for it, or that you was willing to taking the steps to get that type of help, counseling and stuff. I don't care what nobody say. It still seems like these topics need to be normalized a little more. Even though Brittany Renner is probably a little older in age, there are young women who are not, and it still pays for them to know, like that. You don't have to. That doesn't mean the influence or the pressure ain't gonna be there either, especially if you're a beautiful woman. What? Even going backtracking with exes and stuff, you gotta be careful with that. You don't know who coming back on a revenge thing or nothing. But see, with Kevin Gates and Drika, that's not a relationship. See, people idolize stuff. He even tried to come out and say himself, like, look, maybe this and that wasn't what it looked like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all trying to force a person back with a person? They know if they were compatible with that person or not. And then when it's real love, it don't matter how distant, how long, how far, they do make their way back to each other. So we still wish the best. I know it sounds diabolical, like, you talking about him in the divorce with the new girl, but you saying you hope the best for him and Drika. Well, I say that for him and Drika because they have kids together. There's a rumor that he might have a baby with Brittany Renner. Y'all might know more about that than me. Leave your opinions in the comments. But he was with a woman for a longer time and in the beginning of his career. So that's kind of who people just in their prediction, that's who he gonna end up with. That's who he love, you know. They be like, you know how these men are, you gotta let them go. Imagine knowing one love you and they still just going out there doing what they want to do. Many women been on that side of it before, so and be knowing the man loved them. At the end of the day, they will be the choice. You still gotta let them go. I mean, is this what we're trying to teach people Muslim men can do, or Muslim women can be a part of? Like, that's why people say they should leave that part of it out of the public if they don't want people speaking on it, right? Many celebrities practice different stuff, but they sometimes openly talk about what they study, practice, believe in, and sometimes they don't. That's why I say you can leave it out too if you don't want people speaking on it, because some people take their religion very serious, their beliefs. I said some people because I already made that clear. Like, I don't consider myself a part of any religion, so I can speak on it. Maybe I once did or have. I know what a religion, I know what that means, okay? But that don't mean I don't have strong beliefs that, you know, and I wouldn't say that's self-worship. You just know you don't worship anything. Just know anything. That's all I can say about myself. But they chose to put it out there publicly, like, yeah, we both on, you know, trying to move forward towards this Muslim side of things. They was saying he was wrong. How is he wrong? He married the girl. Because had he just been charading her about, messing with her, you still would have said he's wrong in his religion, because he's not married to her. So I would say getting married soon is okay under those terms. When you're, yeah, maybe that's why they went ahead and did it. You're gonna get backlash either way. You sit there and marry the person, they got a problem. You're not married. You're some type of, you're out here fornicating. That's the thing. That's why people don't want to associate or click themselves to it. They don't click in their mind to them. Like, you're not satisfied when they get married either, or you can't believe a person when they say they're having issues in their marriage, or you don't support them getting help, but you can down a person who's not married at all and say that something must be wrong with them. That's still valuable too. Being single, celibate, or a virgin, I wouldn't say one is higher than the other, because to reserve yourself in that way, they trying to make that look invaluable now. It's still okay to be alone. Now there's a song that says one is the loneliest number, but they don't talk enough about how probably less dramatic it is. It's easier to pinpoint where something's coming from. You standing alone, you know, or easier to pinpoint where love might be coming from, if it is coming, you know. If you clouded by 10, 20 different women and men, and some people just, that's how they live. They feel like if they single, you can't tell them how many people they can mingle with. Y'all know how they say single, ready to mingle? So maybe they don't understand that actually the many partners you got surrounding you can actually cloud your judgment from the one that was just supposed to be right there with you. It is definitely quality over quantity when it comes to love. That's why when we see those with the quantity, we might automatically assume Love is not loving somebody, putting your all, and all of that is not on your agenda. And people be sending these type of mixed messages, or like they talk about breathing renter, like if a person already show you they have multiple options, because that one girl that was supposed to be a side chick had came out, and look how they do it. Kevin Gates, maybe that was just some, I don't know, but it do seem like they broke up, him and Brittany Renner, after that side chick came out. Called herself, I listened to the whole thing she said. I might come back and do a reaction because it was crazy. She was like, if you gonna talk to me about a man, why are you talking to me about my religion? That's how she was coming at Brittany Renner. Like, oh, you let this religion take over your head, and how can you not? You say one of the things you won't do is let a man play you, but you got religions and let a man play you. They be telling them on themselves if you listen to them. Like how they use this same narrative to attack any relationship they'd like. If you're going to talk about that man and what I should know about that man, keep it about that. Why you want to talk about what my doctor records is, bills, who I'm related to, and you know. But yeah, she just wanted her to know, yeah, he's still messing with me. Of course they're going to do that. They feel like you getting closer to somebody that's meant for you. Because we know really the whore life, the player life, all that is really unnatural. People just, are happier doing it. Feeling like they have more rights and freedoms over who they, because a preference is just a preference. Now, how invested are you in that preference? That's the real question. You told us what you like and don't like. Now, let's see how much time you spend with what you like type of deal. But even that should be quality over quantity. Some people, that's where their security lies, in the quantity. This is not a new topic. They got to have 5, 10, 15 at the same time. Because you knew what I went through with one at some specific time. If I know, I'm only with one at a time. Okay? All you can do is pick at what it was while they was with that person. People be funny. If they wasn't with multiple partners at one time, you can't compare a person the same as to that. You know you keep partners 24/7, but you want to go judge some people is quantity over quality. And even with that being said, that don't mean that one you invested in gonna be the one all the time. At least it's one at a time. But like I say, they use that like your dating season, your dating phase or whatever, like to try to slap that on you, like, oh, that's just a prostitute, that's just a whore. Like, really? So women are or they're not? And all the quote-unquote whores should be thrown in the trash. When people walking around here with all kind of sins, I promise you that. They like, no, the whores are causing a problem. Why say something like that in 2025, though? Like, that's been a problem. And you've had men and women whores for a very long time. Men and women. They looking so hard to like put that off on one person or one group of people. Bro, that's been a problem though. Like, really, think about it. People stepping outside of their homes. Other people having to suppress their emotions about it. Just to keep everybody fake happy. When nobody having to step out the home or the bed in the first place. Like I said, this is a lot of selfishness, greed, pride. People need quantity. They don't, $1 is money, right? But you don't feel like it's a lot of money unless you have a lot of dollars. That's what I mean. When the whole time $1 is a lot of money, especially to somebody who hasn't had any in a while. $1. Somebody could be more grateful over $1 somewhere in the world right now, while you complaining about how you gonna keep your bank account full. That's what I'm saying. I would say they have more quality with that $1 that they're willing to stretch, than somebody who just worships a lot of them every time they have it. Like, They show you they worship it. Like, I guess that's what money worship is. You know what I'm saying? Any and everything to have it. You can't say you still affirm, but God come first. The first commandment is have no God before me. You know you worshiping money when you cannot stop by all means necessary, even if it's hurting another person, even if it's getting somebody else extremely put in a bad position. You got to do something for money. You now worship money. You also worship the maker of the money, because God didn't make it. You know what I mean? We all look at it different, and it shows the evils that's with it. People just, y'all think if Kevin Gates didn't have money, I don't know if I want to go there. Like, that some of the women that throw themselves at him would, that's number one. Like the exact women who threw themselves at him. P. Diddy too. It ain't calling them ugly or not good men. Some of these men had a lot of women long before the fame. They had a lot of options, let me put it like that. But like I say, those options change when your money change. But they just forget that, like, they're just options, sweetie. They don't mean that option ain't all up in your face for your money. That option not all up in your face to, just be attached to your money. You think Kevin Gates don't know that? Some of them do. Even Nelly, he give those vibes lately. Like, I don't know. Ashanti doesn't come off as the type that's around you for that, bro. So it is sad if he, he just kind of give those vibes, like, because why are you so distant with her in certain parts? He made it clear, I want to be more in my kid life when it's a toddler. Like, at that point, he trying to say, then the mama gonna be complaining, we do more. He was like, my kid gonna be with me everywhere. So I didn't think nothing of it. Some of them really feel like that. They're not around through the late night crying, changing diapers, warming them up. But they want to be there when the baby better handle the baby. I guess it's understandable. I'm just saying, I've been seeing where men come from with that, I guess. It ain't like he just telling her that and that's his baby mama or girlfriend, estranged ex that he had a baby by. That's his whole wife. It brought back that topic of how many married women are really single women. They single parents, but they married. That's how broken things are here. It's probably even confusing some of the kids out here. It's like the way some of this stuff is broken is unnatural. And then they just follow the patterns that they're shown. Well, daddy can go have 1,000,000 girls, I must can do it. And honestly, y'all do know some. We never talk about that. We don't get in the men's business of how they talk to their sons, but it shows whether they was talking to them there or not. It does show in the new generation of how the young men have been treating the women. I'm sorry. They swear, I worked 10 jobs. I did all this for my kids grown. But who are those same kids in secret? Like, people don't even know they adult kids the way they think they do. It's a very deep topic. You learn them through their interactions with their friends and their significant others. You really do, if you pay attention. Like, man, I didn't know my daughter was that controlling. It came out because you saw it with her man. And then you just tell yourself, it's not your business. That's their relationship. You like, I didn't know my son was so money hungry. Or whatever it is. They don't be knowing their kids like they think. But they want to brag that their kids grown. I mean, and I respect it, but it's be like, bro, come with more than that, because y'all kids being grown do not mean you did the perfect job. Do you know who your kid is 24/7 behind your back? Some of these parents be knowing, but that's why I say, what does it benefit you just to talk about that? Yep, you get your stripes, your kid's grown, but we see how you did, I guess, once they're grown. Don't sit there and judge it while their kids still kids, sweetie. Your grown kids ain't always doing the right thing. What they mean? Because nobody's without sin. They be out here trying to just stick labels and tags on people because they young. Oh, well, my kids grown. I didn't. They doing it. They'll even brag on what their kids doing now. I've been paying attention to that. And it's like, well, congratulations. I hope you wasn't trying to say something that was supposed to make me hate, because then I'll start looking at, not going to dig for it, but if you're trying to put it in my face to make me hate, I have to remind you, not every grown person is perfect just because you raised them either. Like, when did God tell anybody they child gonna be perfect because you were the parent? You raised them under a certain belief or religion, or you did your part by trying to train and raise them. Who they become once they're adult is not really you anymore, unless they stay under your roof for the rest of their life. Like, how do you control who they are? How you know who they are when they're not around you? What grown person around their parent all the time? They just still defend theirs, so you do your best to defend yours, especially if they're children. If they did such a great job with their adult kids, right? Like, why would you come for somebody with kids? Yours are grown, right? Too much talk with no evidence, no show nowhere that you was trying to help that person. That shows what that is. You know, just saying yours grown, okay, that's life. Everybody grows up. It comes out through the reflections of who we are as adults. It's too late to try to control it. That's my opinion. It's too late to try to sit there and control, even if you're trying to say good, positive things, say those things about your child, but never use it in a way of weaponization. Like, even Nelly right now, for example, right, with his TV show, his family could very well be learning new things about him. That's just how they go. They be forgetting everybody. You cannot control everybody's perception. It'll show that you're trying to do that, but still, a person or two or three might have a whole new perception from what you're trying to force on them. And I think that's actually okay, because sometimes without that, even if it seemed like it was the perception at the end of the line, you glad you got to it. It was so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I didn't even look at it that way. I might be back with a part 2 on this topic, because for real, like, it showed us a lot as women. You trying to hurry up and buckle him down does not guarantee that y'all in it for the long run with any woman. I don't care what religion or culture it is. You just thought, oh, I'm going to hurry up and secure it and make it mine, so this give me a right to fight any other woman off and woo woo woo. That's always been a weird perception to me. Like, yeah, fight for your relationship, not your insecurities. Thank you guys for tuning in to YouWill MakeItTV, where we share inspirational quotes, messages, and insightful topics daily. Remember to subscribe and hit that like button to show your support. And until next time, we love you. Happy 4th of July. All right. You can tell